So this is for studio directing. We are doing our review for Thursday's EOC final exam. And the focus, so this block was studio directing. So this is the block that we've kind of been a little bit all over the place. But this is the block had we been in class that we really would have been focusing on our broadcast. So we're doing podcasts, which is broadcasting. We tried to do our little remote show, and that was just really proved it. I appreciate your effort, but it was hard to do with everyone, every place. But we're going to get that ball rolling, and we're going to have a blast when we get in the studio together January. So with that, the focus of this EOC is just going to be on your basic camera shots, because not only are you going to use these for all the video elements and stories that we're going to be putting into our broadcast, but you're going to be using all these shots for the broadcast. So how you frame up, if it's on a 2-shot, or if we have guests or whatever we do, this is all going to apply to it. So so this is really the core of really everything we do. So this is going to be your EOC. So I don't have a PowerPoint for this because it's just kind of all right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this with you all. And then tomorrow I'm going to have a recap page posted. I'll have it posted later today, but a recap page with some review and things, kind of like a one-stop shopping. And I'll call attention to this week. But the module October 26th to 30th is kind of where we got into all this, okay? So same thing, it'll be on Canvas. You're going to have, there will be one section where I'm going to have all the camera shots, and then you're going to match them with the definition. So, first of all, do you all remember, this will probably be a question or a match, maybe a match. What's the difference between A-roll and B-roll? Anyone want to take a stab at that? The difference between A-roll and B.
Is it when I'm sorry. Is it when B-roll? It's B-roll like there's no talking.
No, because B-roll could. I know where you're going with that. So with that in mind, Amaya, what is A-roll? What is A-roll? Because I know where you're going with that. So
B-roll, I think, does B-roll have like a natural sound?
Yes.
And so is A-roll silent then? Like
nope.
Completely silent?
Nope. But you're okay. You're on the right track. You're on the right track. Urbane, take a stab at it.
I think an arrow is like an image that is showing, like, let me use the example like of what I saw last time.
Okay.
Like shows a guy, like person being interviewed, and B-roll is like showing like the place where he's at.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Clear definition. Good. Ethan, throw in your bit on it, what you think, how you would describe it.
A-roll is like a clip direct at the camera facing at the person looking at the camera interview, while B-roll is short little clips relating to the story, which is most of the time voiced over.
Okay, and then with that, what is the voiceover part of? Ethan?
B-roll.
Ethan just said that the voiceover is over the B-roll, but what if it's the voiceover? What is it?
Oh, it's on arrow.
Yes, good. So remember, maybe go watch this to better understand it, because we're going to be using this next semester too. And again, I know we've kind of just hit on these little things, but think of A-roll is all the narration. So me talking, then I stop, and a soundbite of the person being interviewed that you all mentioned. That's all basically the storytelling. B-roll all the wonderful visuals with, as Amaya said, the nat sound. Natural sound is the B-roll. So B-roll is all thing. I always, again, I think I mentioned this before. I like to compare it to my layered cake. You got your cake layers. Like, let's say you have a 3-layer cake. My cake layers are the story, be it voiceover, sound bites, and then the icing is all the wonderful goodness that goes in between the layers, around the layers, that makes the cake look pretty. Okay? So, A-roll, B-roll. And then here was my funny version. Remember, B-roll is just all the video that covers your story. So now let's get into our camera shots. So I'm not going to ask you. Yeah, let's see. Let me get more to my. And that one might not be a bad video to just look over to review. But here we go. So I will have video clips, and I will ask you to, like, I'll show it, and some of them maybe I'll even show a photo. I don't know. But you'll have to define it. So where's my very first shot here? There we go. Okay, so I might have this exact same thing, a full image for you, and I might have like ABC, you know, to define it. So remember, when we see the full picture on this diagram, it says full shot, but which I would accept. It's acceptable. But I usually, most people that I've ever worked with call it wide, medium, close up, extreme close up. But full shot works too, because it's full, shows everything. And then medium wide's in between. But then medium, bust shot, close up, and extreme close up. So I'm going to have a list of all of the shots, and then you're going to have to match to define them. So wide shot, also known as an establishing shot, where you see everything that lets us know where things are. And I'm just going to kind of flip through this because I think it'll be better for you to sit and absorb it as you need. Medium wide, you know, a little closer, but still wide. You know, I can still see a full length of this guy. Medium shows more of the subject, very minimal. Minimal background would be the key to that, because a medium is going to really focus our attention on the subject. Again, medium close up is going to be in between. Now, some shots, so I call this a medium close up just because it does have his background, a little bit of his shoulders, but it is tighter than, say, you know, a bust shot. But, you know, some people could argue that that could still be a close-up. Hi, Araceli. We are going through the EOC review, okay? And I'm recording it too, so if you wanted to catch up, you have not missed much at all. Close-up. So remember, that's going to give very specific details. And then here's where everyone gets messed up. Extreme close-up. That's the one that you might see words use: visual excitement, dramatic, you know, just super, super detail. So just be sure to distinguish before you see, like, let's say, you know, this last one, you're like, oh, that's an extreme close-up. Well, not really, because, I mean, we can still, even though it's blurred, see that the leaves, we see the full flower, the full bee. Now, if we would, you know, zoom in to like that, like I can see his, you know, his little, whatever they're called, feet. Like, that's not what it's called, but that would be extreme. So just be careful when you're doing your ID. Don't jump, oh, close up or extreme. Really, really distinguish, okay? Then there's the extreme close-up again. Remember, you can log into this wonderful review of the shooting fundamentals. This is a very, very thorough review of the fundamentals. So I want to go over one more thing that'll be a good prep. Let's see. So again, and Araceli, I told them I'm going to do a recap page to call your attention, but October 26th was the week that we really covered all of this. Oh, high angle. Remember, think of high angle is a bird's eye view. So if you see it say the shot that's a bird's eye, where are birds? They're up high looking down, okay? That's a high angle. The camera is up high. Then the opposite of that, whoops, did I do it before that one? Well, we'll do this one first. Over the shoulder is exactly that. The view is over the shoulder. So it's almost like I'm behind the person, seeing what they're seeing. And here's our low angle. Low angle, again, I'm low looking up. So sometimes you see, I think of Superman, you know, looking up like that. Here's this. The camera is low. So when you're trying to define these shots and I'm looking at that, yeah, that person's up high, but where's my camera? It's low, so therefore it's the low angle shot. Here's some other examples of those. Okay. And then that one will, you know what? I might throw that one in for an extra credit. I don't know. It's not going to be one of the ones though that's required because that's getting a little bit more artsy and into when we're doing film. But Dutch angle is, you know, when it's crooked. But that would not be one that you would be required to know because it's kind of an extra. I don't include it in the basics per se, but might be a bonus question. Okay, so that's old. Let me share one more thing for a practice with y'all. And literally that's going to be the entire exam is, again, matching the shot to the definition of it. And then examples. I'll show either a photo or video example, and you'll have multiple choice to define what the shot is. Where is, oh, and same thing as I told you all in first block, I might throw in a little practice quiz. You all already did one before. So if you want to go back and review your own, that'll be a do one. And I might throw in a another practice one as well. Well, where on earth is, I had a, well, here, let's do it the easy way. Oops, sorry. Okay, can you all, are you seeing the Kahoot screen now or no?
No.
No? Okay. Let's see. Got too many tabs open here. Let's stop that share. Start a new share. Okay. All right, you see the Kahoot now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're just gonna, this is just a practice. I'm just gonna run through it. So, where's the, I thought this was the preview. All right, so y'all just shout these out if you know them or type them in. So this is good practice for the,
Wait, I didn't put in the code.
Oh, extreme close-up. Extreme
Urbane,
close-up.
Yeah.
we're not playing for real. I'm just running it through and you're yelling them out.
Oh, it's extreme close-up.
Okay, are you sure, everybody? I can still
Yes.
see a background, can't I? So that's what
I
I'm
get
talking
confused
about. Because you know what? Because I still could see the background. So be real careful. This is what trips people up all the time. And I'll try to be careful to where it's not borderline, you know. But just be real careful not to jump the gun and be like, oh, close up or extreme close up. Really kind of, oh, wait, I can still see background on that one. But that's why those are a little bit harder. Okay. So again, just yell these out since we're not, also known as an establishing shot.
Wide.
Very good. Thank you.
Wide.
Yep, nice job. Okay, we were wide. Now we're coming in. I can still see that this is in a room. It's a little closer.
Medium.
Yep. Good job. Okay, dramatic.
Extreme close up.
Good.
Extreme close up.
All right, so y'all see the difference now? Good job.
Yeah.
Good job. Okay, typically used to frame people for our broadcasts.
First shot.
Yeah, very good, y'all. So yeah, technically it's a medium, but the key that you're going to be looking here, used to frame people. Okay, that's going to be, because yeah, you look at it, it's a medium shot, but that's going to be your key. That's what we're looking for. Good job.
I didn't know that.
What, Urbane?
I didn't know buzz shot.
Okay, just remember it's people.
Is that a high angle?
Yes,
High
I
angle,
heard
yeah.
someone else. I heard several. Yes, good job. What else? This isn't a choice, but what else is that? We talked about it last block. How else is that framed?
Rule of thirds.
Good job. Again, that's not what we were asking for there. That's why I purposely didn't put it as a choice. But the key here, I was asking bird's eye view, but very good on the rule of thirds. Okay, now makes things look strong, powerful.
Low angle.
Nice,
Yeah, low angle.
good. Okay, when you frame things off center,
Rule of thirds.
there you
Rule
go.
of thirds.
Y'all are knocking this out of the park. I want all 100s on this. Okay, what are these things called?
Tripod.
All right. Don't know that I'm going to have that on there, but I'm not going to have this on there, but good review. What should you do?
Both.
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 That's not going to be on the quiz, but okay. So a lot of times used when there are two people, but not always. Sometimes it's just
Is
Over
it
the shoulder.
over the shoulder?
very good.
Behind the scene. Never mind.
What'd you say?
I messed up and say behind the scene.
That's okay. Just think, again, cameras there. I'm not going to have this on there, but just remember that when we shoot to edit, it means that we're thinking ahead. What are we going to need to do sequencing? What are we going to need to have? So it's all of these. But that will not be on the quiz. It's just a good reminder. Okay, so after you framed your shot, you hit record. How long should you let it roll before you stop?
At least 6 seconds.
Yeah. So obviously no maximum required. You would never limit. There's no rule to limit, but you need to always hold your shots a minimum. That's the rule of thumb, 6 seconds, because if you hold things 3 seconds, it makes it very hard to edit. And then you're gonna have all these jumpy, short shots. So at least 6, you can always trim them down for effect, but then obviously no maximum, because if someone's doing some action, you wanna record that. Good. Before hitting record, you should be aware of what?
All the above.
Yep,
All of the above.
good.
Yeah.
Now, when we say noise, I mean like there's an airplane going over it, something that's not like, yeah, I want natural sound, but I don't want some airplane going over or a jackhammer in the back that's not part of the story. So that's what we mean by noise. If it's the natural sound, absolutely you want it. Which leads us to nat sound. And here's a video example of nat sound.
It helps tell the story.
Yes. So can you imagine if I'm showing concert footage, but there's no sound? Or if I'm showing highlights from a basketball game, there's no sound. The natural sound that goes with what I am seeing helps tell the story. Okay, we've already kind of answered that, but what is it short for? Nat sound?
Natural.
Natural, good. So natural, it's what actually is happening, good. All right, y'all, you're knocking us out. It's better to have too little than too much video, or it's better to have too much video than too little?
Too much.
Too much than too little.
Yep, if you have too little, you're in a pickle. You got to use what you have. If you have too much, you get to choose. You get to be creative. So always, always overshoot. All right, good job. When framing a subject, you don't want to have too much what?
Side view.
Space. Or headroom.
Headroom. For this particular headroom. So you know what, like if I were teaching you like
I know
this,
him.
that would look weird. You know, too much headroom. So, all right. When the camera is moving side to side, and here I have a video sample. So side to side is a what?
Was it a tilt or? Oh, I think
Okay, think it through. Pan. So this to me is
I don't
kind of
know
like the extreme close up and close up. People get these mixed up all the time. Pan. Think about when you go someplace and your eyes do this. What are you doing? You're scanning the room. So that's one way you can try to remember it. When you do this, your head moves left to right. You're scanning. Scan rhymes with pan. I don't know. That's just one way to try to remember it. And then the next one is when up and down. I'm looking top to bottom. Top to bottom.
Tilt.
Tilt. Okay. And then I don't think this is on there, but what is zoom? What does the zoom do? That's when I'm remaining stationary. Well, sometimes we zoom with our breath, but you're walking in towards something, coming in toward, usually on the camera, you see people do this and it just goes, I don't think I'm going to be fitting that up. Okay. And then shows up it's a camera is going around looking from the subject's from the subject's perspective. That is called a what? I almost gave it away to y'all. Point of view. So when the camera feels like it's the person's look, it's a point of view. You're getting the view from a point of view. All right, so that's it. So with that, how do you all feel about basic camera shot quiz? Or it's EOC, but to me it's more like a quiz. Feel comfortable? Feel okay? Feel scared?
I feel okay with it, like which is something we have like already learned. Mm, I think I'm gonna be good with it.
Okay, and again, check in tomorrow. I'm gonna put a practice quiz in there for you. You all already did one a while back. You should be able to go back and look at that again. Oops, lost our two ladies. So just go review it, and I think you'll be awesome. Okay. Again, be on time. Might be a good idea to your benefit to be on time. And I want y'all to get 100. So, and then again, one more last thing. Reminder, same as first block, podcasts, finish up those podcasts. But again, aim for Friday. If you don't get it done Friday, wrap it up over the weekend, done by Monday, so you can focus on your finals in your other class. But don't be stressed that it must be into me by today or tomorrow or even Friday. Just get it done as soon as you can for your benefit, so you can cross this class off your list and not have to stress anything up next week. Ooh, we are just losing people left and right. Ethan, do you have any other questions about it?